Hello, wonderful people, viewers and subscribers. Welcome back on this platform, BVI Channel 1, where truth is the gospel we preach. And it doesn't matter if we stand alone on it. When the issue of unknown gunmen came up, I made my stand very clear. I advised my people, especially the Biafran enthusiasts, that with their support for these unknown gunmen, they must trade with care. Some people called me all sort of names. I was threatened. I was called and labeled a saboteur that must be eliminated. Now today, you are hearing the latest coming from Rochas, Okorocha. Before I continue, listen to him in case you've not heard.
What is happening in Imo State is too serious. That Imo State looks like it's becoming a banana republic, where there's complete lawlessness and where people live in fear and they're not sure of what happens the next day. There's no day that passes without somebody being killed and people being harassed. And it seems everybody's living in fear. Nobody can speak out. It appears to most people, unfortunately, as if though the happiness in Imo State has some kind of backings from Abuja. And that's what I could figure out. And there seemed to be enmity between the people here and the presumed federal government of Nigeria, just because of communication gap. But thank God this is getting to be unraveled now with the recent happenings, especially with the arrest of Ugumba Uchemusi in the church in Nkwere, local government of Imo State, which ugly scene is reported in social media and newspapers and in all television stations of something that has never happened in the history of mankind, that police officers wearing hood, masks, could walk into the church, shooting sporadically, to arrest an individual they have never invited, an individual that have not sent a text to come, and pushing down my wife and my daughter, tearing their dresses and whisking, abducting the gentleman and beating him up and tearing him up. And it's a very ugly situation, ugly story. And the story of what happened to Uche is still a horror to behold. And this is what is taking different dimensions. And first dimension is the issue of the church, which is left for the church actually to talk about. But that is not even the issue. I think the church will address that. But my concern, there's something that has to be unraveled. And I'm sure you must have been hearing about unknown gunmen in Imo State. This is where the story of unknown gunmen started. And most people have been wondering the mystery behind unknown gunmen. But it appears, though, to me now, that unknown gunmen has finally been unraveled with the recent happenings. And what is the unknown gunmen from what happened to Uche Nwosu? Unknown gunmen now was a set of policemen from government house who, without the consent of the commissioner of police, without the consent of the inspector of police, without the consent of the DIGs and charge, nobody on their own, from the instruction of the government of the Imo State led by Hope Uzodinma and the CSO Shaba, that gives directives to go and arrest people at will and lock them up at will, and sometimes what about these people are not. So gradually something is becoming to unravel, and that is the good news about this. And to shock you, and to shock the whole world, is that this same Shaba and his governor are in the business of, getting policemen from government house to go and execute an unholy act. And when they run into trouble, they quickly say it is police. So right now, they have carefully put the image of the police and federal government of Nigeria at stake as to prove to themselves why the police should send people to go to church to arrest somebody, and which is now not IG definitely. But now, when the governor does that, when he gets into trouble, he said the police. That's the situation we find. So the unknown gunmen now is getting to be clear. And what might surprise you is that the killing of Gulag will soon be unraveled by what has happened recently. And the 150 people that are left unaccounted for bodies at the Federal Medical Center in Owerri will also be unraveled, because till now they have done a lot of cover-up in Imo State, where nobody seems to know what is happening. People are dead, nobody's coming to claim them. And if you claim them, they are shot, they are killed. So a lot of things are going to be unraveled. I think the mystery is because the war was taking place of God.
Right.
So asking me, what would the Imo people, how does the Imo people feel? Imo people are still in fear, and there's need to assuage their fear seriously, and it will take the intervention of the federal government of Nigeria. But what I'm saying to you is that unknown gunmen have been raveled in Imo State by the grace of God. I think it's because of attack on the house of God that has revealed this. So as it stands now, it is obvious that the people are under the directive of the government of Imo State, led by Governor Uzodinma, who has led these people. And how do I have this? I have had a similar experience. The same Shaba was the person who shot my son-in-law during that my arrest. And the boy's legs got scattered. It was the U.S. performance. The same Shaba, I saw him. And in my own case, during that time also, a young Hausa boy from the government house who came and met me towards the evening spoke to me in Hausa. I said, Maza Capital Kashiga Mota. And he put back his hood or the mask after speaking to me, meaning, sir, Your Excellency, quickly move out of this place. They will kill you. So it is obvious that the squad of policemen in government house is used for killing purposes, for committing an unholy act. So the unknown government in Imo State is gradually coming out. Because most of the time, IPOB will say they're not the one. And look at the way people are being killed. Look at the traditional rulers being killed. Look at 104 people being killed that are in this thing. Every day there's killing. Every day people are beheaded. And to tell you that even the recent discovery of a camp, so from the camp to governor's house is not more than 2 kilometers. And as chief security officer, he doesn't know what's happening in that place. He left a lot to be desired. So Imo might be gradually, an act of God might gradually send Imo State from what is happening. But it requires detailed investigation. And I pray that for the first time in this whole exercise happening, that the federal government of Nigeria, the police IG, will make out time to tell the world the truth.
Whoa! Wonderful. I have been vindicated. Oh, yes. Didn't I say it? That the activities of these people, from the way they're operating, you will know. Only those who have foresight, only those who are not beclouded by emotions, will see the handwriting on the wall. That this is a political game to make a mess of Biafra struggle for freedom. Some people who are emotional, sentimental, labeled me all sorts of names. But today we are seeing it clearly, coming from Rochas, Okorocha. And this is not in any way vindicating him or exonerating him from any of the activities going on in Imo State and by and large in Igbo land. But you must understand the terrain you operate in. Nigerian politicians, especially that of Igbo land, they can go at any length to achieve their purpose. You're seeing that. You heard him say it clearly. This one, the talk say, Nami Tokam. You heard it from him. They understand how these things work. Now you are now beginning to understand the masterminds of all these activities. But when I warn my people, when I advise them, I got only abuse, threat, and humiliation on the social media. But that would not deter us. Because we know the battle we are pursuing. We know the people we are fighting against. Like the Bible says, we are not fighting against flesh and blood, but principalities and powers. In Nigeria, the principalities and powers we are fighting are the political class who make use of your gullibility, your emotions, and your sentiment to make your lives miserable. And until you begin to embrace the truth coming from this platform, we are not sentimental, we are not emotional, we see it, we say it. I deliver the message as I receive it, because this mission is divine. You remembered when the issue of Anambra State election came up, boom, everywhere went on fire. Killings left, right, and center. What were they shouting? No election. And the Biafran people, we are busy. Biafran enthusiasts, we are busy re-echoing it for them. We stood in the gap. We fought. Even if it means standing alone, the truth will always prevail. Thank God, we succeeded in stopping them from taking over Anambra State. Because that was the plan. That was the plan. You think that's a joke? You've seen it. You've seen it. He said it clearly. Because if you look at all those, you ask yourself, what will it benefit the Biafran struggle with all these killings on the street? With even shouting no election. You see them, when they go about their activity, they say no election. They put fear in the minds of people so that they can have a free way to capture Anambra State, Nando. Now, you're beginning to understand the mission of Good Governance Ministry. You're beginning to understand the message we are delivering on this platform. The high risk we are taking to open up your eyes so that you will understand. And when people say, hey, that it is the security operatives that are unknown gunmen, you are beginning to see it clearer. It's not coming from you. Not be me talk this one. Na Rochas, Okorocha. But I am only here to open up your eyes and mind so that you begin to understand the games that have been set up against you. And the only way to overcome these people and beat them in their own game is for us to rally around together as a people under a political revolution to get them out of the corridors of power. Have a regional political bloc. Then our freedom march will begin in earnest. If we expect these clowns, this crop of political class in Igbo land to support the agitation or to, pacify or identify with what you're doing, man, you're wasting your time. They need the impunity of the Nigerian state to amass primitive wealth, divert public fund, commit all manner of atrocities and get away with it, because that is what Nigerian state system have provided for them. And any change, they will resist it. And Biafra is one of it. So the only way is to get them out, get the right people, start fixing your homeland. Then, in fact, I'm going to deliberate on the issue of having a political bloc as a force. Then you understand and appreciate the mission and vision of Good Governance Ministry. I'm just a voice, the voice of the people, the voice of God, and the voice of our ancestors. I only pray that my people will heed these words, embrace this truth, because it is this truth that will set us free. I'm signing out. Drop your comments. Let me have your opinion on this. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I'm just a messenger. I've delivered the message. Please share it. Bye-bye and stay safe.